Maui Animal Farm, we have an abundance of ducks. We started with one duck. His name is Duck Vader. And the way we received him, a man called me and he said he had a duck in his pool and would I take him? And at the time, I had absolutely no ducks on the farm. So I said yes, and he brought him up and he dropped him off at the farm, and he was living with our turkeys and chickens and roosters. And one day I thought, I'm going to go purchase some ducklings. And so I bought John, Paul, George, and Ringo. And Ringo was a girl. So Duck Vader and Ringo had our first set of ducklings called Lilo and Stitch. And when the ducks are born, they're in their eggs for 35 days. The mother lays about 10 to 12 eggs, sometimes even more. And they sit on them. They pull out their feathers to make a nest and make this beautiful little nest. In fact, I have one in the barn right now on some eggs. But they sit on them for 35 days, and once they hatch, they're absolutely adorable. Fluffy, their little short wings, their little toenails are all developed, they have their little beaks and sweet little eyes. But eventually, as they get older, they actually turn color, and they actually can swim on the first day of their life. I don't know if you knew that, but that's amazing. You put them in water, and they immediately know how to swim. The ducks that we have around the farm, they all have pools available to them to swim in, and it's really fun to watch them swim because they can, spin around in no time at all, paddling their little legs and so forth. But they also do things like when they're on land, they'll wag their tails almost like a dog. So as you're feeding them or getting ready to feed them, they'll be standing there wagging their tails with excitement. And the kids that come to the farm, they always love to see the ducks, especially the ducklings, because they're so precious. They have such a great personality to be holding up close, and you can look them in the eyes and so forth. So it's really wonderful. We're trying to restrict the number of ducks that are born on the farm, though, because they're very busy with making babies. And so I've started a duck adoption program at the Maui Animal Farm. And I started adopting out ducks to local residents that want to have a pet, because these animals are not aggressive. They're very kind to the owners, and a lot of fun. In fact, my doctor adopted two ducklings for her children, and they took them home, and the kids were putting them in like blankets and putting them in the baskets of their bikes, riding to the park, walking around with them, the parks and the neighborhood, and really enjoyable to see. And so that was a lot of fun for them to raise those ducks. We offer daily tours at the Maui Animal Farm, and of course that includes spending time with the ducks. And we had a boy that came recently that had a really adorable t-shirt that said he was adored ducks. So I thought that was a lot of fun. And his parents loved to get a picture of him in front of about 50 ducks. So that was adorable. We do the tour on a daily basis. And right now we do have 5 ducklings that everyone can hold. In fact, we had a family this morning that each family member had a duck in their hand and was holding it. And we took some photographs of that. So it was really heartwarming to see. As we offer our daily tours, the very first stop that we have on the tour is the feeding of the ducks and the turkeys and the chickens. So people take a scoop of food and they scatter it down and have a lot of interaction with the ducks. And the kids love it. They think it's so much fun to be spending time with those ducks and chickens and turkeys. We also let them pet the ducks, and that's really a nice interaction. The ducks do wag their tails when they're being petted, and really a fun experience for everyone that's involved. So when we do our tours, we do talk about the fact that ducks will eat the bugs on the property, as will the chickens and roosters. That's a really helpful thing when you're on a farm, because we get lots of bugs. So that's a nice way to get rid of those.
Move, please move. Move so I can get you food.
So we do feed the animals all-purpose, which is a food for ducks, chickens, turkeys, etc. And they really enjoy that food. And then they also forage for a lot of other things on the farm, like leaves. And of course, they have drinking water that they have throughout the stations that we have on the farm.
Uvale ona ho'o mana ona ona ali kaulana Ua pau halilako makoino na pua Ua pau halilako makoino na pua